I started at BMCC a year and a half ago, and my major is liberal arts. And I'm not graduating from BMCC, unfortunately, because I was accepted to Columbia University, and I will be a creative writing major at Columbia University. My history, I guess, in creative writing started in junior high school. A professor wanted to publish a poem that I wrote, but I was too shy at the time and didn't believe I was a writer. And in Iraq, I kept a journal, which was sort of like my way of expressing myself and, I guess, entertaining myself. Then I came to BMCC and took a writing remedial course, and a professor by the name of Professor Delgado thought I was a good writer then. And I was like, how can this be? I'm in a remedial writing class. And then for English 101, I took Professor Stapleton, who's a writer herself, and she thought I was a good writer. And this semester, I have Professor Class as a creative writing professor for English 300. She's 82 years old, and in the beginning of the semester, she's like, "You're a writer, And she's published several books, and I then believed in myself. I was like, okay, I guess I am a writer if someone who's 82 years old thinks that I'm a good writer. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps. In 2006, I served in Iraq from 2006 to 2007, and I was promoted to sergeant before I got out of the Marine Corps. I served as a scout sniper in the Marine Corps, and I did a 7th-month deployment as my second deployment in the Marine Corps. I was in DC about 2 weeks ago because a buddy of mine was injured in Afghanistan. I saw him laying in bed. He was missing one of his legs. He broke his pelvis and other parts of his body. And I thought to myself, I'm not doing enough. I was really scared on 9/11. I had no idea what to do. I went to school not far from here on 18th Street. I went to Humanities High School. And my perspective doesn't really change much unless, the more I learn, sometimes I get upset, You learn about the reasons why we went into combat. We use 9/11 as an excuse, from my opinion, to invade Iraq because Saddam was a threat to George Bush or his administration or our country. And so I would say my experience just made me a stronger person. And I see my buddy who are dead or wounded, and I use that as motivation to better myself and to do the best that I can in life. My goal when I graduate from college will be to either become a professor or a politician. I'm still somewhat undecided. When I had the interview with Columbia, the director called me and he had some concerns, and we addressed it briefly, and Columbia didn't ask me to pick. I'm a good writer. I have a passion for sharing my ideas, but I'm still, a lot of people see me in Washington, and I don't know why, but if I do get there, then it'll just be fate. I want to look out for the people who looked out for me and change things. There are veterans at Walter Reed right now who have amputated limbs who are not getting good treatment, and I was there. So partially would be to look out for my veteran community, for the soldiers, because a lot of these presidents, unfortunately, who are making these decisions, who are executives, commander-in-chiefs, they've never served in the military, so they don't know the price that you have to pay as a soldier or Marine or sailor to go to these countries and fight this enemy, So I think I would try to be a more responsible decision maker. However, it's not really about what you do for a small community, it's what you do for a generation. So I think through my writing I can impact and share my ideas, and I also have a passion for writings to an entire generation. I love BMCC actually, so I guess I'll finish it with that. When I first came here, a buddy of mine graduated from Yale and also grew up in my neighborhood. He dormed at Yale. And he told me, why BMCC? And something told me deep down inside, like, you need to go there, you need to touch up your basic skills. Professor by Alana Hankey-Thomas, she's an advisor at BMCC. She spoke with me recently, and she's like, I knew you could do it. You had the attitude when you were ready for Columbia the day you came in here. But at BMCC, I've been able to touch up my skills. I've had 3 good mentors, Professor Galasso, Professor Delgado, and Professor Stapleton. And they've contributed to my success in many ways. A lot of people say, you did it. Yeah, but I had guidance. You have to give credit where credit is due.